Everyone, welcome to the Fantasy Baseball Experience podcast for matchup four. I do believe this is the fourth matchup of the season. And whoa, do we have a surprise here? I mean, the guy top scoring this week. Look at the trophies he's got in his hand. And you know what he doesn't know? I knew he was coming with cash. I
Yeah.
had to
Oh
bring him
yeah.
in. I had to bring in the gear. I got
Never.
this green screen doesn't even do it justice. This is that
I
bat's
was always
frozen,
for
and you're not
first.
even holding.
Always for first. We got the bat right here though. Yeah, I ain't holding it though. Will texted me he was gonna come pick it up Sunday and then never heard from him. So
Oh wow. If
uh
only we could have assumed that would happen.
yeah, what didn't put too much faith into it, but yeah, so we're holding it for him. I'll keep it warm.
Well, Ben, how you been, dude? This is the first time seeing you on the pod. It's only week four, but we knew you'd be on here a good bit this
Oh
season.
yeah. No, yeah, I feel great. Team I think looks pretty good. Pitching it's looking pretty solid right now, but the sticks are kind of the biggest thing that I'm happy about. I tried to draft sticks and they've been producing and Yelich got hurt though, so that kind of hurt a little bit. And Freeman and Bergman ain't been kind of producing at what they should kind of be at, but once that gets going, it could be dangerous out there for y'all.
So I need you to just my one big gripe with you is your team name. I need you to just say it out loud for me.
Yeah. It's like, she yelling for my semen, she Yelich for my Simeon. And
Who's
like, see, I can switch it up. Like this week, I could put like Austin Yelich for my Simeon because I absolutely just railed him. 200 something to 116. You know,
yeah, I thought about inviting him on just to have you roast him, but he didn't need that, man. He's a good
I
man.
don't I don't want to. Yeah, no, exactly. Austin, Austin's a great man. Don't want to rush him too much. Just unfortunate circumstances going on in that organization and that clubhouse.
Yeah. I mean, it was between him and Alex, who's been looking the worst. And Alex's team, I don't know if he ended up winning this week.
I think
Birmingham,
he
he's not going to win this
lost.
week. Will, yeah, is the second scorer because of his closer blowing the save. He would have been the top scorer,
Yeah,
so lol at Will for that. But Alex at least had an
yeah.
enjoyable week.
No, yeah. Alex, I think is starting to at least kind of turn a corner. It seems a little bit, and I don't hate his lineup. He's still got Ronnie in there, and he's got some good bats, and his pitching ain't bad. He just seems to have been unlucky kind of so far, but it's a long season.
Yeah, so after Pete Fairbanks blew a save, he went on the day to day. I didn't notice that.
I don't think he's got an RP backup either, so he'll be peaking them waivers.
Well, there are a lot of teams bag holding like four RPs in the league right now, so he's going to have to send a trade. I know Kinsley's trying to get rid of somebody. She's got coming back. I got an extra, but he's on the IL. Cody's got four. You got like four.
I think I got four RPSPs.
So there's enough to go around. There just needs to be some trades. Anyways, Ben, glad to see you're here. I want to go through the guys that had a big week this week just to kind of lay over the landscape of who's been popping off. Trey Turner, I believe, is the leading hitter for the week. He had like 39 points this week. So Trey Turner turning around after a bad season last year. So it seems like he's picking up. Vinny P, baby, the first baseman for the Royals, second best hitter this
Yeah,
week. He was up there with like 36. Everyone loves Vinny P. Nobody watches a Royals game though. So I'm sure him and Bobby Witt are fun to go see, but nobody's ever going to see him. And then the two Brave sticks, Ozuna can't cool off. Dude hit another bomb tonight. And what's up with Darno? Did you watch any Braves games this weekend?
I was working but I saw the highlights, and Darno is absolutely on fire. Like the guys lighting themselves on fire for Palestine and stuff. That's Travis Darno right now.
Dude,
He's burning up in front of the CIA
he is
building, just
pure
smashing rockets.
lava, bro. I mean, it is ridiculous. He had three Friday and he had one yesterday, and then he's benched tonight. They're starting Tromp, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
unreal.
Tromp? Is there a TH? No, it's just TROMP. Tromp. So I don't know when Sean Murphy's due back, but I think people expected him
I
to kind of
think.
take over the main role this year, but with Darno hitting the way he
Yeah.
is, I'm sure they're going to platoon heavy
Oh
again.
yeah. Oh yeah. Be dumb not to.
Last week, Sean Murphy still had not been cleared to run or swing a bat.
Yeah. Well, It'll be
He's
the Darno
not
show
close
for a
to rehab.
while.
Yeah. Okay. So Darno's going to be the catcher for at least into May.
Oh yeah.
Um, other thing I wanted to go over. Let's see if I got it pulled up here. I think I took a picture. The IL this season. Have you been hit pretty bad by the IL bug, Ben? Have you stayed away from it?
Um, yeah, I mean Yelich got put on there for like 10 days. I think he'll be back this week though. And then Merrill Kelly was supposed to start today. I guess they shot an MRI on him for some reason. They sent him back to Arizona. So I'm waiting to see what that's gonna hold. I'm absolutely scared, but hopefully it's nothing. They didn't seem like it was
Yeah.
too worried, more precautionary, but we'll have to see. But
It
I
is.
know it's hitting hard.
If you get an MRI though, that I feel like that's more than precautionary. That's
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that was the precaution, like the
yeah.
precaution was getting the MRI and not playing today. So
So
I
yeah,
feel like there's probably
MRI
something
on the
going on
shoulder.
there.
Oof. Yeah, I was gonna go over. Now I drafted hurt. I went for the game plan of like people's value was falling because of their injury, and I was like, I'll pick them
Yeah,
up long season. So I've been getting hurt early, but I got Verlander, I got Yoan Duran, and I got Brian Wu, who will all be solid when they come back. And they're all supposed to be back.
yeah.
Verlander started this weekend, so he's back healthy. Um,
He
so I
looked
got
pretty
him.
good.
Actually, I'm lying. I have Verlander in another league. I'm completely,
Uh,
complete. But I have Yoan
he
Duran
wasn't
and
too
Brian
bad.
Wu,
Yeah,
and they're gonna come back. I'm be all right. I'm not worried about it. I'll be all right.
yeah. I did that with Rodriguez, but he just got pushed back more. So I'm still sitting on that one from draft day.
Yeah. Anyways, the list of fresh ILs that came out this week. Tristan Casas, first base, down with a rib strain. Francisco Alvarez, catcher, down with a thumb. He needs surgery to repair his thumb and will likely miss 2 months.
Ooh,
Ian Happ, outfielder, hamstring.
yeah,
Anthony Rendon went to the IL with a hamstring. Merrill Kelly, we mentioned with his random MRI today. That's a little sus. Christian
yeah.
Javier went to the IL for his neck. Frankie Montas, forearm hit by a comebacker. Nothing's broken. No IL stint yet. DL Hall for the Brewers had a knee placed on the IL, and AJ Puck with shoulder fatigue going to the IL. That is all this week.
Jesus. Yeah, I
Uh,
do have Hop too.
did Puck turn it around after he completely destroyed Austin's team the first 2 weeks?
I don't know. Last I saw when he was like on waivers or wherever I saw him, he had like total of negative 35. So I don't think the ship has turned around yet.
He has negative 32 on the season.
Yeah, it's rough over there.
Yeah,
That
2 days
poor
ago,
guy,
he had a negative 17 in an injury.
and he drafted him.
Have you seen his picture? He looks like he got.
He's like a Billy Goat or something.
Hold on, I got to get this up. You think it's a
He looked
Billy?
like a leprechaun.
I to me it
Like
is
that's
more.
that guy that the leprechaun they saw in Mobile. Like I think they just saw AJ Putt.
Oh, it's a leprechaun. Poor guy. I think he looks like he got probed by aliens.
Yeah,
It's those
he's
eyes.
seen something, seen some shit.
So that's the IL for the week. Now, Benson, you wanted to bring on a new segment to the pod, and
Yes,
you wanted to
yes.
cover teams that needed help ASAP. So we are calling this segment ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, so for the ASAP Rocky, I got three teams. And we're going to start with the one that I think is kind of the most obvious, and that's the Carlos Rodizzi. Austin off to just a tough, tough start. 116 points this week. Granted, he had to play me, was a L regardless, but 116, that beats no one else in the league. I think the next closest was 220. Um, and only 1 week over 200 so far, and it was 237 and a loss to Will. Just not looking good. Could get better with his pitching returning. He's got Garrett Cole, sitting there on his IL, got Frambler. Um, but is it going to be too little too late? Already 0 and 4.
I don't, dude, it's
Not
a
look.
long season.
It's
Long.
a long season, but I mean, 4 weeks, you've only broke 200 once. Casas goes down. You have no backup batters having to go to the waivers. Pitching's not looking too hot outside of Bryce Miller. And he's got what's this other guy? He's got Abbott, doesn't he? Or Lodolo.
Yeah, he's got
Um,
the Dolo.
and I mean, once Cole and them come back, it could get better. But like I said, he's gonna need a new first baseman, maybe first baseman, third baseman. I know something about them. Um, but I tried to trade because the problem is you just don't really have any. But the problem with trading is you just don't really have too many pieces. So maybe you look at
Is Kirby
shipping
Yates
Garrett Cole.
is Kirby Yates actually the Rangers closer?
Yeah, I think that started this week because they got fired. What's his name?
Leclerc?
Yeah,
Dude, Leclerc was a dog. Has he been bad?
I think he blew a couple maybe.
Yeah, so
But I
David
just know Yates has
Robertson.
got the last two ones.
Huh. Dude, Kirby Yates is washed as hell, and he is their closer.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But like I said, maybe consider fielding some offers for Garrett Cole. See if you can get some fat pieces and bank on Garrett Cole maybe not being healthy when he comes back, and you just
I,
kind of trade him off to someone. Or
I do agree, and it's like a similar boat I am. I got a lot of IL guys and not many wins. He needs to look, if he could offload a Cole for guys that are playing good right now
yeah,
to get some wins and get him in the season, that'd be big. But if
just
Skeens gets called up and Framber and Cole both get healthy, all of a sudden his staff is an elite pitching
yeah,
staff.
yeah. So his it's just he's just got to turn it around, get at least a couple wins before those guys come back. Because otherwise, coming back from a 0-6 or 7 is a lot.
I agree.
Um,
Once you're 0-6, it's glim. I think 0-4,
yeah,
you're okay. 0-6 is
yeah.
full panic.
That's why it's you got to act ASAP Rocky because you ain't in full blown panic yet, but you don't act quick. Don't start changing some stuff. It can get ugly quick on you.
It can.
Uh,
All right. For your next ASAP Rocky, who are you going for, Ben?
yes, that's the second one. I don't think is as dire as Austin is. Still 0-4 though, and that's the Birmingham Bums. Randy was at the beginning from looking at his team on paper was one of my favorites to win it all. I still like the lineup. Don't really know kind of what's going on there that's making it so bad. He's still got Acuna and some dogs in there. Just been kind of hit with the injury bug. Obviously,
Say
Yu
this.
Darvish was not going to be anything too special.
I was keeping up with where's the recent stuff at? I was going through the waivers coming through, and I just laughed because it said Alex dropped Ivan Herrera and added Ryan Jeffers. And I was like, man, your team is in a bad spot when you drop Ivan Herrera and add Ryan Jeffers. I mean,
Yeah,
that is a sad place to be. Those are two just non-impact players.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's just the bats just haven't been there. One of your best bats in O'Neill goes to the IL for at least a week. Leash Roberts on the IL. Fairbanks gets hurt, although he did blow a game last week. Um, you got Carlton, Gilbert that have been good, and Joe Ryan's been good. Um, really, his pitching's not terrible.
No,
Um,
his starters are good. His relief pitchers are a problem.
yeah, his relief pitchers are killing him, and then he just needs some more from his sticks. And obviously King has been okay, but he has not been. And I mean, I say okay, he's been good, but compared to the last year, he's definitely only been okay. He's half of I think what he was doing at this time last year, averaging like six or
Yeah,
so.
he's done much better this past week, so it's kind of got him
Oh
back.
yeah,
He's
and I
had a
mean
great week.
he's getting hot.
First
And
three
I
weeks.
think he's still going to be a great first round draft pick, obviously, but just needs some more help in there. And again, maybe a first baseman, Torkelson, not really cutting it. Endeavor's kind of been hurt on and off day to day. Um, then you got to kind of fill that outfield spot too. You got a couple guys on your bench, but Castellanos ain't really been anything. Um, So I think best move for Alex probably maybe consider unloading one of your arms. You got a lot of arms. Maybe you can get a guy who's not necessarily as good as them, but a little lower, and get a stick with him for one of your guys who is kind of a dog or looking like they're going to be a dog, like Jared Jones. Maybe a good pitcher to sell high on. Um, but again, I don't think it's time to panic too hard. Teams looked okay, had a couple weeks over 200, but just gotta start getting some wins.
Yeah, he could probably get some value for Jared Jones. I'm hearing a lot of
That's what I'm
Spencer
saying.
Strider comparisons,
Yeah,
and
and if you pull
somebody
up
in
his
the league will
baseball
bite on him.
savant, which everyone in our league I feel like looks at, his is like all red. So I know I think there's like 4 or 5 teams interested in him in our league right now.
Yeah, and
So
don't quit this when it happens in 5 days, but he's throwing so hard, his elbow's got to go soon. So you need
exactly,
to
he's
unload.
young. He's young. Probably hasn't been hurt yet. I mean,
Yeah,
I, and there's a market for him. There's a market for him. So maybe it's time to kind of look at doing something like that.
before he turns into
Oh,
David Tommy John Jones, you know.
uh-huh, exactly.
I'm with
All
you.
right.
Yeah, I
And then
like
I
that
got,
advice for Alex. So we'll move you into the third and final. I believe you said you had three
yeah,
teams lined up
yeah,
for
this is the last one.
the
And this one,
final ASAP Rocky. Benton, I'm worried you're coming at me here because the team's moving
nah,
slow.
nah, nah,
Who's
nah,
going
nah,
to?
nah, 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 nah. Your team, not too worried about your team right now. I think it'll end up being okay. Team we're going to is the one I said at the beginning, going to be the worst team out there that we can have. Young like a horse, and it's a miniature horse. That team does not scare me ever looking at it. Outside of Bobby Witt Jr. and Bobby Witt Jr., that's about all he's got on the sticks. He's got I can't say his last name, Vinny Pasquito, whatever for the Royals there at
That's
first, who's been
Martina.
hot. Yeah. But he went and picked up Starling Marte on the waivers this week, and that's his third best bat right now. So that just kind of speaks to how that team's been, and the pitching is uh just scary dumpster fire down here.
But do you think like I was looking at trading Kevin, maybe trying to buy low on it, and I'm just not in a good spot to be buying low on guys. But like Gossman and Lazardo could be great, but they are hot garbage right now.
Gosman, I'm like maybe, but like he looks so bad right now. And like Lazardo, I haven't watched enough of him. Don't really know. I've never really been high on him. But the Marlins look like they just want to lose every game. So even if he's like dominating, I just still feel like it's not the best, just not the best option. And Mitch Keller, he had a great year last year, but like I think that was like one of his only years where he was under like a 4 ERA and he was like barely there. And he's kind of not been, he's been struggling at the beginning.
I mean,
Timmer,
people are panicking on pitchers. There's guys that have pitched in 3 games, you know.
oh yeah. But I mean, I think, let's see here on Keller. He's pitched 5 games, and 2 of those he's put up 18 and 20, and the rest are 0, -2, and 2.
Yeah, dude, Gossman's hurts me, man.
And Gossman just is hard to look at. I
And they're
mean,
not against
Burns
good
and
teams, bro. He had -12 against the Rockies
yeah,
at Toronto.
and every other pitcher has been absolutely murdering Rockies. Like that's been like your guys pitching the Rockies, you throw him out there, and he's going to get you at least 25.
Exactly.
Um, but it's rough out here, and then he's just I just don't like teams with this many batters on their bench, and they're not good batters, and the pitchers are it's just so. What do you do for Kevin? You pray, and you pray a lot that just one of these guys you got somehow starts doing some crazy stuff that we never thought. Because half of these guys are sitting against lefties every other day, and I mean the other half are going 18 for 80 at the plate. So I mean, it is. it is pray to God time and go to church.
I mean, considering the two teams that are winless, you at least had some good insight for them on maybe a move they should make. All you got for Kevin is just to go to church, man. He
Pray. Because I mean, there unless he's wanting to trade his only best player in like Bobby Witt Jr. or Burns, there's no one here I'm really like I'm gonna give you a whole lot that'll turn your team around. Like because
bro,
Gosman, you could get some good stuff for him maybe, but like I'm not giving you anything crazy for him right now. He's looked terrible. Like
he has Andrew Vaughn rostered, who's rostered in
yeah, see
7% of leagues, and he has 3 points on the year.
it yeah. He's gone to the plate 72 times.
Just just
He's
stop.
got 3 points.
Just drop him, man. Why are you
But
doing that?
there's better people out there. I promise there are. But pray, maybe start watching a fantasy baseball podcast. Maybe start watching this one because it's rough.
Hold on, let's help him out right now. Let's go to the players list and let's see who's hot. Because I guarantee I can find somebody doing better than Josh Young, or not Josh Young,
Uh,
Andrew Vaughn. All right,
yeah,
right now, Dalton Varsho in the last 15
exactly.
days has 51 points.
But
Look at this,
he can.
36% roster, Kevin. He's available. Let me help out Kevin. Everyone, look at this. He's hot. Last 15 days. He's got 51 points. This is how you can sort if somebody's hot or not. You can sort by how long they've
Yeah,
been playing for, Kevin. Look, Brian De La Cruz has 34 in the last week, along with Harsh.
Cody just dropped Ryan Mahone, and he's batting over 300. His points aren't really showing too much of it because the Rockies kind of suck, but better than Andrew Vaughn. Um,
Gosh.
I mean, there's just plenty down here you can go through. Garcia,
Look,
like you said, De La Cruz
if I sort it from worst possible, Andrew Vaughn is
is the top
11th
one.
on the list. If you reverse search who has the least amount of points in 7 days.
Does it show like how many like games those other guys have played that are like in front of them? Because I bet it's like exponentially less than
Well,
him.
O'Neill Cruz has -9, but Vaughn has
Oh,
-4 sitting down here, Kevin. So please get rid of him.
I mean,
Help him out. All right.
there's options, but
That's
yeah,
enough
that's
for
it.
that's enough for making Kevin feel bad. Benton, thank you for bringing the new ASAP Rocky segment to the channel. We appreciated
Act
it.
ASAP Rocky boys, absolutely.
One quick thing I want you to do for me, help me out before we get to the power rankings. I want you to look at my team since I'm struggling so bad and help me out next week with starter sit. I'm in between two pitchers here for the same team. I am stacked on two starts next week,
You love to see that. Oh
and
yeah,
I'm
you
in
are.
between. I can one start Logan Webb, who's been sensational. I got no beef with Logan Webb. I can play him and he'll play against the Mets in a one start, or I can move in his teammate Keaton Wynn, who will be two starting against the Mets and the Pirates. So what do I do there between Logan Webb, who I got in right now, and Keaton Wynn?
And Logan Webb's just a one start on Tuesday.
Yeah, he's just playing once. They're off on Thursday.
Logan Webb has been hot.
He's been great.
He's been great. Going seven his last three.
But I feel like the Mets and the Pirates,
It's the
like the Pirates aren't that
Dodgers.
scary of a team for me to play Keaton.
No, well, that's what I'm saying too. Like him being on the two start makes it very interesting. Like the 20 last week.
I mean, I might as well throw 10 starts at whoever I'm playing, right?
That's another question. Who do you have this
Gosh, I hope it's Kevin. It's Kevin.
week? Okay, yeah. Just let's see if
So just be
Kevin has
safe then and play Webb. Easy win.
I was like, yeah, I feel like you probably just play it safe because let's see how many two starts Kevin. Looks like Kevin may have one two start. So I would just play it safe, probably play the Logan Webb route. And because yeah, he does have the Denimers on a two start. I don't know if that's how you say his name or not. Um,
Reed Detmers.
that he has been kind of yeah, Detmers. He's been kind of lethal. but I still think you're safe to just play Logan Webb. He's gone seven his last three games. I just bank on him getting some innings and doing all right. Plays on a pretty good Giants team.
Gotcha. All right. I appreciate the starter sit segment with me. I'll keep your word. I'll go with Logan Webb. I feel a lot safer. Oh, we got movement. Will just added Dalton Varsho. Kevin,
Ah,
pick up your game, man. Golly. All right, with
okay,
that,
okay.
let's move on to the power rankings for the week. I will let you start since you are the top scorer. Benton, who is your number one team in the
Yeah,
league?
I guess I kind of talked about it earlier when I was harping on myself, but I definitely think we're number one right now.
All right.
Like I said, lineup's looking stacked. I went and picked up Cal Rayleigh again because he's been popping off. I should have probably never dropped him, but I was just, I don't know, wasn't feeling him. But regardless, the points have been there. We've been up there with the top scorers every week. The pitchers have been producing. Jose Barrios has been out of his mind to start. Lance Lynn's been pretty solid for what he was last year. Merrill Kelly and Aaron Nola, both been great except for one Braves game for Aaron Nola. And like I said, Freddie Freeman, Alex Bergman, those two guys are supposed to be like one of my dogs, and they've been underproducing. Freddie Freeman starting to turn it around the end of this week, but once they get going, I mean, it could be dangerous.
I agree.
It could get real ugly.
I haven't done much intel on your team, but listening you go through that roster, you sound like you're in a comfortable place. I mean,
And like Christian Yelich comes back, and he was absolutely mashing baseballs before he went out to the IL for a little bit. So I mean, I'm in a comfortable spot. I feel fine. Just gotta, it's a long season, so teams just gotta stay healthy, keep doing what they're doing. Merrill Kelly going to the MRI thing does scare the Jesus out of me,
at
but
least, I mean, usually shoulders are not like season
yeah,
ending, like an elbow.
exactly. And it's early in the season, so I'm not. We're not freaking.
Yeah. All
And
right.
it's
Well,
early. It wasn't in a game, so.
I'll take the softball with you putting yourself at one, which I'm not saying you don't deserve it. Your name just always really bugs me, so I don't keep you up there. I'll give it to Logan. It's the easy pick. The dude, he's an animal. He's got the most points in the league right now. He's always Mr. Consistent in fantasy. He's always at the top of the heap. He's just not going to pull it out, we know, at the end of the season. So I don't mind putting him up there, boost his ego, because when the playoffs come, the dude's not winning the bat. So
End
Logan,
of the day, he's always number two.
yeah, he's number two. It's just Logan's spot in this league.
Yeah, I like it. I think he's got a good team too.
Who you
But
got in
like you
third?
said, yes, a third. That is like a kind of, I mean, I guess. I see. I don't know. I would say Will, but Will had Albies go down, and his catcher's gonna have to have surgery.
Albies won't be
I
long.
just Albies don't belong there. I guess we'll go with Will. I do like Will's team. I don't think Will's team is like terrible. Like his bats a lot, and Ellie and Ozuna. He proved me wrong on that Ellie trade. He won that. Ellie is absolutely insane. And Marcell Ozuna's just been retarded hot. And he's still got Kyle Tucker and Kwan's been good. He's got Machado and Albies. Michael Bush has been insane. And his pitching's pretty solid. He doesn't have a lot of backup, and banking on a Oakland and Detroit ace is kind of scary, but it's done good so far. So,
Well,
I mean,
they're
he's
not going to last. Dude, he's trying to sell
exactly.
Blackburn, and it's
Oh
not
yeah.
going to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's buying on a A's ace, but he may find someone. But yeah, like I was saying, I just don't think it'll last. And he's gonna have to find some other pitching. But I do like his bats, and I mean, he can definitely afford to drop one of his five batters on his bench. That's gross. Um, yeah, he could definitely fix something like that. But yeah, I like him in the three spot, I guess. I don't really know who else
I'll uh I'll
I'd
take an
put
interesting
there.
move here in the four. I mean, right dead middle of the pack in points for, not doing great. But dude, Kinsley's undefeated. That's what are you gonna say
Yeah,
against that? You know, 4 and
yeah,
0
no,
this
that
week.
did just slip under me. I forgot about that. She won this week. She took down Logan.
She hadn't had any huge weeks, but every week is just it's how many points you
Yeah.
need to win a matchup. It's consistent.
And that's the main thing when it comes to fantasy. It's just being so a lot of it's just being lucky, having the right week at the right time,
I
and
believe
you take
I believe is Logan gonna win this week and the Cousins or maybe is Logan gonna lose this week and then the Cortez the Killers are gonna win. There's only two undefeated teams left, I believe.
yeah. It looks like Kinsley beat Logan because Logan got screwed of that Christian Javier going to the IL right at the buzzer. Well, he's still got Lorenzen, but he's only max going to get five. Yes, I think he's lost. Yeah, and I mean she's got a pretty good team.
Yeah, everyone's been
Mookie
giving
Betts has
shit.
been insane.
Yeah, getting Mookie at two.
I mean, it's hard to not take Ronnie at one, but Mookie is also insanely hard to not take at one because
Yeah, it
he's
just worked out, At you're
yeah,
in those top three, four spots, you're taking whoever lands to you. Mookie
yeah,
Fall, he's been insane.
yeah. He's been great. And I mean, Glass now had a great game today. If Castillo can get going, her team could be, and then Steele come back.
Who you got in the
Jefferson,
fifth spot, Stroud?
good spots. I do. We'll go with I'll go with Hayden, Jared, the good old team Cousins. I do like their team.
Dude, same
Um,
thing. Like no massive weeks, no podcast
yeah,
interrupting weeks, but just consistent points to win the game.
yeah. He's winning matchups. I like his bats. Spencer Steer's been pretty crazy. Uh, and his pitchers haven't been terrible. George Kirby and Ober have sunk the team some. And Seth Lugo is going for negative right now, but has been really good this year. But that was inevitable. But his pitching's kind of a problem. But I
With
like
that,
his bats.
dead mid of the pack at six. I'm gonna skip past Brady in the points for here because I'm looking at their stats. He's got third to last in runs scored,
Yeah.
and he's got the least innings pitched. And I don't know if those matter, but it just upsets me looking at that. So I'm gonna put
I
Cody in the six above
like
Brady
that.
right there. So Cody's my sixth best team. What do you think about that, Stroud? Who you want to put in right behind Cody and the Caribbean Crushers?
Um, you know, I guess we'll put Mitchell there. Mitchell's kind of been sneakily quiet. I haven't heard a lot from him. His team is not bad. I like his bats. I like Adonis Garcia. I wanted Jose Ramirez on draft night, but he took him right before me. Um, but he's got some sticks down there. Paul Goldsmith, I don't know if it's time to move on from him or figure something else out there, though. That's kind of the problem. But other
Yeah,
than that, he's been sneakily kind of just hanging out down there. His
I know.
pitchers,
I flubbed my matchup this week, my set my lineup so he'd beat me.
yeah. And I was like, and he got to win this week against you. Zach Wheeler looks pretty real good this week. Bassett's always kind of like you don't really know what you're going to get. But Eovaldi, I mean, he had a great year last year. He did have a rough week this week, I think. But and Charlie Morton, I mean, pitches for the Atlanta Braves. So I mean, he's not gonna take many losses. Um,
I agree with you.
he's got some dogs down there. Hunter Brown, if he ever figures that out,
He's got to
maybe
turn
he'll
that
have
around. Hunter
another
Brown
good. Because I mean, I don't know how it could get any worse. Dude's like breaking records for being terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
We gotta pick it up a little bit here. About to run out of
oh
time.
yeah, oh
So
yeah,
I'll move to the eight spot. I'll put Brady in at the eight. I'll leave myself out of the playoff picture. So Brady rounding out the eighth spot in the playoffs. He's fourth in points at four this year. So he deserves to at least be in playoff contention.
yeah, I agree. I don't. Brady's team is just kind of gross to me. I just don't really. I don't like looking at it so much. But
The
I'll put you. I'll put you at 9. I would have probably swapped you and Brady just because Brady's team's a little gross to me. But
I appreciate
I
the honesty there, and that leaves
I
us with the
like.
last three who've had
Yeah,
a good bite of chunk this change. So this whole episode. So
yeah.
I'm
I was like,
assuming, are we just going to agree? Are you? How do you feel on Kevin though? Is he taking the 10? You really shit on his team.
oh yeah, no. If I'm sticking with what I said in the preseason, Kevin's 12. I'm already putting locking him up for toilet bowl champ. Austin, I think will make it to the toilet bowl somehow, but I think he'll pull it out.
All
But
right. So
I
you got
think
Kevin
he'll do it.
12,
Yeah,
Austin 10,
Austin, Alex. Yeah, I think that's or I'd put Alex at 10, Austin 11.
Austin 11, Alex 10. Boys,
Yeah,
with that, we are out of time. Benton, thank you so much for joining this week. Everyone,
absolutely. It's
thanks.
always a pleasure.
I'm glad all three of the trophies could make the pod today, everyone.
Exactly, man.
Like and
We're
subscribe
all
to the
here.
channel, comment what you want to hear next week, and go baseball.
Sir, go Braves.